does Imu have a picture of Nefertari Lily? I think I may have an answer. I think the reason why Imu has a picture of Lily is because he loves her. Yes, I believe Imu is a man. Ivankov insinuates that Imu has everlasting life. He also states that there was a monarch named Saint Imu of the Nerona dynasty. This dynasty was among the first 20 to create the world 800 years ago. If this was the same Imu back then, he would be the one to prove this is possible. That means that Imu has lived for over 800 years, theoretically. The Nefertari family of Alabasta was also among the first 20 who created the world. Their monarch was Nefertari Lily. When these 20 kingdoms allied together to become the alliance, they vowed always to remain equals to prevent one from ruling over the others as a dictator, creating the empty throne. How would these first 20 kingdoms come into contact to create their alliance? I think the answer lies in the Reverie. We know the Reverie as a council formed by the world government, which consists of the 50 of the world's leaders of the 170 nations affiliated with the world government. But what if I mentioned that the first Reverie happened 800 years ago to create this alliance amongst the 20 kingdoms? This is why we have Reveries now. The first 20 kingdoms created the first Reverie. This would allow these 20 kingdoms to have direct contact with one another. This would allow kingdoms to seek to usurp the others by allying through political marriage. This has happened in One Piece already. Big Mom tried to marry off Lola to the king of Elbaf, Loki. A political marriage with Elbaf would have granted her the power of the giants. Political marriages are a thing. What if we said the same political marriage to gain power happened with Imu of the Nerona dynasty and Nefertari Lily of Alabasta? Why even bring up the love aspect in the first place? When Imu is in the Chamber of Flowers, he is shown to have impelled a picture of Shirahoshi, cut the bounties of Luffy and Blackbeard, and he was shown to be holding a picture of Nefertari Vivi. It's unharmed. Nefertari Cobra tells the Gorosei that when the first 20 kingdoms lost their royal families, new kings were chosen, and that their rule continues today. The names of the first 20 dynasties are no longer found in the lands from whence they came. But Alabasta was different. Even though the Nefertari dynasty continued counted among the first 20, Lily did not become a celestial dragon, but instead chose to return to Alabasta, where their name still reigns. Hence, the first 19 kingdoms instead of 20. But there lies the problem. She never came back to Alabasta. Instead, her younger brother took the throne. During this time, Imu listens to the conversation between the Gorosei and Cobra. He then chose to reveal himself to Cobra. Even the Gorosei were shocked Imu chose to reveal himself now. Why would he? The conversation was about Lily. Imu speaks for the first time and mentions how Lily made a great mistake. Her great mistake of 800 years ago included the poneglyphs being scattered worldwide. Imu doesn't know if it was a true mistake or if it was planned. So the question is, why is Imu confused? Is he angry because she betrayed the alliance or because she betrayed her husband? Why would he suggest it was a mistake unless he thought that they had some positive connection or interest? Even after 800 years, he still doesn't know. But when King Cobra is commanded by Imu to say Nefertari Lily's full name, Imu immediately attacks him afterwards in anger. What happens in the very next chapter? Imu demands the destruction of Lelouchia and his desire for Nefertari Vivi. Why would he hold a picture of Vivi unharmed when he cut and impaled the others? And why would he desire Vivi? Here's the answer. In this chapter, we see a picture of Nefertari Lily and she looks exactly like who? She looks like Vivi. Why would he keep a picture of Nefertari Lily like this? This is where it all connects. Remember when Doflamingo told Law how the Opi Opi no Mi is the ultimate devil fruit? Law responded that he knew why. His devil fruit allows him to perform the immortality operation. But if he does perform it, the person with the fruit loses their life, and the person who receives the operation receives immortality. Remember in chapter 1085 when Sabo, Luffy, and Ace were kids eating around a fire? Sabo told Ace and Luffy they both have D's in their names, which they both acknowledge they do. Ace asks Sabo if he wants the D too. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Then he could be Sa-D-Bo. I think Oda is telling us that the D isn't passed down through hereditary means, but it's a name much like Nami is a straw hat. Here's my conclusion to this theory. I believe Imu and Lily met at the first Reverie. They were arranged to be married for political power. Their marriage was successful, and they were determined to take down the ancient kingdom. Imu fell in love with Lily. Lily was the previous user of the Opi Opi no Mi devil fruit. Lily somehow met Joy Boy as a married woman, and he changed her perspective on life. Maybe inspired her the same way Luffy inspired Vivi. Lily didn't want to become a celestial dragon and made her big mistake by scattering the world's poneglyphs. She also adopted the middle initial of D from Joy Boy the same way Vivi wanted to become a Straw Hat. Emu, disgusted with all of her actions, forced her to perform the immortality operation on him, and she passed away. The same way Doflamingo tried to force Law to operate on him. That's why she never returned to Alabasta. That's why Emu's so infatuated with Vivi, because of Lily. And this is why he's lived so long. He's a heartbroken man who loved his wife and she betrayed him. What makes this even more poetic is that the Opie Opie no Mi is shaped like a heart. To add even more poetry, the first chapter of Luffy's adventure was called Romance Dawn. What if Joy Boy's first chapter of his adventure was called Romance Dusk?
Yo, Marv, play that These Hoes Ain't Loyal, bro. I know you got it. I know you got it in there, man.
Which I think.
That was interesting.
I love it, man.